racing at Bristol.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of KozMatt's Race Recap. Let's get right into the 29th race of the season that brought us to Bristol for a night race and the cutoff race for the playoffs, cutting the field from 16 down to 12. Let's get right into this thing. The front row to start today's race was Chase Briscoe and Aric Almirola. Aric Almirola getting a great jump on the start of the race as we saw a great two-wide racing behind them with bumping and banging going on early. With Denny Hamlin moving his way to second place, trying to run down the race leader, Aric Almirola, early in stage one. That is until we saw our first caution due to incident of the day, the 15 and the 21 car both popping a tire, bringing out the first caution of the day. With some cars deciding not to come down pit road under this latest caution, we had a mixed strategy which caused some intense racing on the restart. We know with intense racing early, that leads to cautions, and that's exactly what happened as we saw craziness on the racetrack with cars popping tires, power steering issues leading to a bunch of cautions early. With the 10 car, Aric Almirola spinning out on lap 93 of the race, bringing out the latest caution. As we got right back to some green flag racing, we saw Brad Keselowski in the 6th car launch himself out to that race lead. With everybody pushing and shoving hard on these restarts, as they knew it was the easiest way to make up track position on the racetrack. Christopher Bell in the 20 car, your new second place car, doing all he could to run down Brad Keselowski for that race lead, with 10 laps to go in stage one. Brad holding off the hard-charging Christopher Bell, picking up that stage one victory, bringing us right to the start of stage two. And man, was it a caution-filled mess. With Chris Buescher and Kevin Harvick leading the field of green to start the second stage, we saw chaotic three-wide racing, which led us right to another caution, wouldn't you believe it. The 21 car of Harrison Burton spinning out, bringing out the caution on lap 139. With Chris Buescher still leading after the restart, we saw Kevin Harvick in second place, doing all he could to run him down for that race lead, getting his opportunity as they were battling through lap traffic. Unfortunately, right when the racing was getting good, we had another caution come out, this time the 43 car of Erik Jones popping a tire, bringing out yet another caution. And as I say week after week, cautions breed cautions, and that's exactly what happened with the 19 car of Martin Truex losing his power steering on the restart as it was a war of attrition on the racetrack. With Chris Buescher once again taking the race lead on the restart with 45 laps left to go in stage two. As we saw great racing in stage two for however long we could stay green, the problem was we could not stay green for very long in stage two as the cautions just continued to pile up. This time, the 11 car of Denny Hamlin popping a tire, bringing out another caution with 17 laps left to go in the stage. Wrapping up the last 10 laps of stage two, we saw everybody pushing hard to try and earn those valuable stage points. Christopher Bell holding off Ross Chastain to pick up the stage two victory. With a messy stage 1 and 2 behind us, we strapped ourselves in for a wild finish. Stage 3 kicking off with Christopher Bell and Chase Elliott leading the field to green to start the final stage. Christopher Bell's car taking off like a rocket ship on the restart, leaving everybody in the dust as he looked like he had the car to beat. The night race in Bristol is always a mess, especially when it's a cutoff race for the playoffs, but this was just getting ridiculous. As we had another caution come out, this time the 18 car of Kyle Busch having engine troubles, bringing out another caution on lap 272. With a great battle between the top two drivers on the restart, Christopher Bell out front with Kyle Larson trying to run him down. With things calming down for the most part in the beginning half of stage 3, until, say it with me, another caution came out for another driver popping a tire. This time it was the 43 car once again. Talk about tough luck. All the lead lap cars coming down pit road under this last caution to try and make it to the end of the race, with Kyle Larson taking the lead off of pit road after a great pit stop from his crew. However, Brad Keselowski was having none of it, putting up one hell of a fight to take the race lead away from Kyle Larson, making the pass with 112 laps left to go in the race. Unfortunately for the leader, Brad Keselowski, he had his own tire issues, popping a tire with 85 laps left to go in the race, giving the lead up to Christopher Bell. I don't know what it was about being the race leader in tonight's race. It just seemed to be bad luck, as wouldn't you know it, Christopher Bell popped a right rear tire with 64 laps left to go in the race, bringing out another caution, strapping ourselves in for a 57-lap shootout to determine the winner of this race. With Chris Buescher taking the race lead, as we saw Chase Elliott in second, trying to do everything that he could to run him down to take the lead. Jumping right to 20 laps to go, we saw the battle for the lead tightening up as it was under a second. The gap between the leaders staying somewhat consistent with 10 laps to go, as it was still under a second. With Chris Buescher fighting hard to hold on to that race lead, holding off the fast Chase Elliott to pick up his first race win of the season. Way to go, Chris Buescher. As we saw the playoff field get cut from 16 down to 12. Some notable racers that didn't make it into the next round were Kyle Busch and Tyler Reddick, as it looked like they had very fast race cars in this round of 16, just having some rotten luck with some engine issues and some tire trouble. Nevertheless, let me know what you thought about the Bristol night race. Always like, comment, subscribe, and Matthew and I will see you Tuesday with a Monday Night Raw recap. Peace out. Come on and